a solemn occasion to sympathize with Palestinians who continue to be subjected to relentless bombardment by Israel. The South African Jews for a Free Palestine and other activists gathered at the Nelson Mandela Foundation to call for solutions to achieve long-lasting peace between Palestine and Israel.
For the foundation, the significance is that Madiba taught us that justice is indivisible. So a struggle for justice anywhere is linked to all other struggles for justice. I think two things we're trying to achieve as part of a continuing series of dialogues for us to better understand what can be done to stop the war.
Justice and Correctional Services Minister Ronald Lamola says South Africa remains steadfast and the International Court of Justice must ensure that lives are saved as the catastrophe continues.
We expect that the ICJ, as per our request, will invoke Article 75(1) of the Convention to be able to intervene because they can be able to do so in terms of that article in the situation that is which is imminent in Rafah, where the life of 1.4 million people is at stake.
International Relations and Cooperation Department will also engage with some of Global North trading partners of South Africa, like the US.
We have also seen there's a bill by two freshman congressmen in the US that is asking for, based on this case in the main, that the US reviews its bilateral relations with South Africa and calling for a whole range of measures, including sanctions. And we will engage with the US about that because we do believe that it's going to be odd to try and punish South Africa for doing essentially what is morally and legally right, as Adila pointed out.
One of the members of the legal team from South Africa who represented the country at the World Court, Dr. Adil Hassim, says killings are staggering in Gaza.
How terribly distressing it would be for Madiba, as it is for us, to witness the nightmare of the latest war in Gaza. There appears to be no hope for an end to the hostilities between Israel and Palestine, at least not for an end that is not coupled with devastation or that permits for a sustainable peace. But we can't find our way through this without hope.
Dr. Haida Eid, who is the Palestinian academic, says Palestinians are clear about their demands.
The solution that can bring peace with justice is a solution a la South Africa, a secular democratic state for all inhabitants of Palestine. A secular democratic state for all inhabitants of Palestine, regardless of race, regardless of ethnicity, and regardless of gender.
Meanwhile, the Israel-Hamas conflict is set to dominate the talks when the African Union leaders meet in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It's a long-standing issue. Israel wants to be granted an observer status within the AU. Countries like South Africa and many others are totally opposed to the move. Khayelitsha Khumalo, SABC News, Johannesburg.